Okay. By the way, guys, plastic pollution is a very severe problem in our world right now.
Really?
Yeah, I saw an article about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, I didn't. Can you guys tell me about it? What's the situation of plastic pollution like right now?
Plastic production per year has risen from 2 million tons to almost 350 million tons per year in the past 70 years, and the number is set to double in 20 years. It has become a global industry valued at more than 500 billion US dollars.
That's a lot. Then plastic pollution must be huge.
Yeah, as you know, there are multiple impacts of plastic production and pollution. Exposure to plastics can harm human health, and the burning of plastic contributes to air pollution. Actually, in 30 years, greenhouse gas emissions associated with plastic will account for 15% of total emissions.
Whoa, that's bad.
Also, 11 million tons of plastic waste flow into oceans every year, and it may even triple in 20 years. Because of this, more than 800 marine and coastal species are affected by plastic pollution.
Oh no, I love animals. Plastic pollution is far worse than I thought. I know that different countries have been devising policies individually to fight against plastic pollution, but the current policy framework for companies on plastic pollution varies greatly between different countries. And well, it makes it hard to set a universal standard for corporate commitment to plastic pollution. Is there perhaps a better way to make it more consistent for different multinational companies to follow?
The article mentioned a resolution that UN is about it. At 2nd of March 2022, a historical resolution called End Plastic Pollution towards an internationally legally binding instrument was made to act as a key moment to end plastic waste and pollution. It established an Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee (INC), which began its work in 2022. Let me show you a video. This is when the resolution is approved and decided.
No objections. It is so decided.
So today was one for the history books. It was truly a big day for the environment. There were high emotions when that gavel came down. What there is now clarity on is that we will have a strong global, international and comprehensive framework on plastic pollution. We produce around 400 million tons of plastic every year, and 300 million tons of that goes right into the waste dump, and 11 million tons of that into our oceans.
We need collective action to develop viable and sustainable substitute for plastics.
And it will make a difference. One that shows again the true value of multilateralism.
The fact that member states put up their hand and said, we will resolve this, is major. But now is the time to roll up our sleeves because the world is watching.
Wow, this is interesting. So what's the resolution about exactly?
It aligns countries under a common goal and approach to end plastic pollution. It contains measures considering the entire life cycle of plastics, from its production to product design to waste management, enabling opportunities to design out waste before it is created as part of a thriving circular economy. It will also present a legally binding instrument, like the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement.
Ah, okay. So what's good about the circular economy approach?
In 20 years, it could reduce the volume of plastic entering our seas by over 80%, and the production of new plastic resin by 55%. It could also save governments $70 billion, reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 25%, and even create 700,000 additional jobs. Also, getting the circular economy approach right could create a model for a much-needed move to circularity in other sections, because what works for plastic could just as easily work in these sectors.
So it has a lot of benefits for not only plastic pollution, but other stuff too. However, why do we need to address the full life cycle of plastics?
Promoting the sustainable design of products and materials allows them to be reused, remanufactured, or recycled, and therefore retained in the economy for as long as possible, minimizing the generation of waste, which can significantly contribute to sustainable production and consumption of plastic. The resolution also reflects the need for enhanced international collaboration to facilitate access to technology, capacity building, and the scientific and technical cooperation.
This is a good idea. More countries need to participate in this so they can solve plastic pollution together.
Right now, the most important thing for the resolution is for it to receive support politically, so that they can rapidly create real-world impact and shift the needle on plastic pollution. Of course, the UN acknowledged that countries with weaker economies will require capacity building and technical and financial assistance in order to effectively implement the legal obligation, and besides that the INC is to develop an international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, addressing the full life cycle of plastics.
The UN also invites governments to provide extra budgetary resources to help support the implementation of the present resolution, and calls upon all member states to continue and step up activities, developing and implementing national action plans while helping international actions and adopting voluntary measures like providing statistical information on the environmentally sounding management of plastic waste.
Okay, so what's next?
Well, the UNEP, UN Environment Program, will convene a forum by the end of 2022 to share knowledge and best practice in different parts of the world, and will make open discussion and ensure they are informed by science, reporting on progress throughout the next 2 years. Finally, upon completion of the INC's work, UNEP will organize a conference to adopt its outcome and open it for signatures.
Wow, that will be a long but meaningful way to the end.
Yes, everyone watching, after watching this video, I hope that you have learned something about the UN Treaty on Plastic Pollution. It is an important and detailed step to cure plastic pollution. Thank you for watching Zero Plastic League. Goodbye.